Alright, Shalom. It's brother from the GMSNORTHCAROLINA came back for another video. Before we go any further, all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching us the 1% truth according to the Bible real well, and peace and blessings so for like to the nation of Israel. Take through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushai. We want to get to a Lord's willing edifying lesson. It's going to be titled somewhere around the lines of woke but not awake. And I'm going to be kind of touching the waters of this movie, The Matrix. With Neo, him being, you've better seen the trilogy of The Matrix if you haven't. It's about, we're not, you brothers can look it up in your own times, but there's a character, there's a point, the main character Neo, where he realizes something is wrong with the society that he's in the world that he's in. He's searching for the truth, but ultimately, you have to be chosen. We know that you have to be chosen, to be called out of this world and to rise up. What's going to cause you to rise and be separate from this world is this knowledge. You see, a majority of people, they see that something is wrong, but they're not able to wake out of that sleep that they're in, because they are in deep sleep. Let's get this. This is Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for. And what is Israel seeking for? Israel is seeking for truth. They're seeking for mercy. They're looking for the answers. The purpose of life. Why are we here? You see, it says, what then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for. Talking about, 2/3 of our people here in Babylon the Great. And, the Israelite foreigners which are scattered across the four corners of the earth. It says, what then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it. To the election of Yahweh Shai, they've woken up to what the truth is. They're no longer submerged, in the lies that is pushed upon them. They have unplugged from the system. You've seen the movie The Matrix. They have everyone who's plugged into the Matrix in these tubes submerged with water. And they're plugged in, their minds is plugged into the system, which will be a computer system, which simulates the reality around them. Now we're being fully submerged. We are with the true waters, with the living words. That's that baptism that Yahweh spoke of. That John the Baptist spoke of. That tells you in Ephesians, the 5th chapter. It says, what then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it. But the election, they have unplugged from this system. If you see the movie, the trilogy, the 3 movies at the end, Zion wins. There's a party that's going on in Zion. That was the name of their city, their last stronghold on the earth. Zion. Who's that talking about? In order for you to be at that party, to get the victory and to celebrate, you had to be what? You had to be unplugged. And that's what it starts, arising from among this wicked society and being separate, realizing that this is not our rest. It says, in the rest were blinded. When they were submerged in that movie, when Neo, which he was the chosen one, when he woke up, he says, my eyes hurt. He said, and Morpheus, which was one of the protagonists, he told him, he said, you've never used your eyes. So of our people, they claim to be awake. They're tossing in their sleep, really. Their eyes are still shut. Because there's this whole woke movement going on. How I'm woke. But you have not waken up, because you wake up when you know who you are. Who your power is, who your enemy is. you know, and the main objective of why we are here on this earth, which is to fear the Most High and to keep His commandments and have faith, you know, and stand boldly and again in the face of such that have afflicted us. According as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber. So the Most High has put the spirit of slumber upon 2/3 of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans here in America. Eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, even on to this day. And when you watch the movie The Matrix, when they had fights, you know, when you know, when helicopters were blown up, these people were just they didn't know what the hell was going on. You see, only those who were unplugged for the Matrix, they knew what was happening. They knew the reality of the thing, the reality of the situation. You see, it says eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, even unto this day. And David said, and David saith, let their table become a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. And the table is where you eat, and this knowledge is likened unto a meal. You see, so when you would proceed to digest this word, you know, and to dive into these scriptures, you know, and to eat this roll, it would trap you up. You would be overtaken. You know, stumbling blocks will be set in front of you to where you don't understand. You wouldn't get the bigger picture. You would never wake up, you know, and realize what the truth is. It says, that was pretty much the point in that. This is Isaiah chapter 29 verse 9. It says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. Talking about they are drunken with the philosophies of this world. For the Lord hath poured out upon them, for the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers and the seers have he covered. So Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, still has a majority of our people asleep, and they're not going to wake up. You know, they're not going to, like it tells you in Micah. Let's get this in Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You see, in the movie, you know, they could stay plugged into the Matrix, which that would never gonna get. That was not their rest. You know, that was an illusion of reality. And right now, everyone, because a day is gonna come where things are gonna change dramatically. You see, that the only begotten Son, the Heavenly Father, is going to make His second return. And this world is going to change. You know, it's going to start in the time of Jacob's trouble, and things are only going to get worse before they get better. You see? It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Babylon the Great is not a place for our rest. For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Yeah, when you when you wake up to this knowledge, to the truth, you have the eyes to see that this place is full of pollution, it's full of filth, it's full of wickedness, darkness. You know, when they woke up, when Neo woke up, you know, after they showed the world of how it really looked. You know, it was so bad, you know, that they had to go underground. You know, it was a nuclear war, pretty much. But that's how we see things. That's how the world is in the spirit. The world is in darkness, like it tells you in Isaiah, the 60th chapter. It says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Yeah, so if you continue to be submerged in the filth, because you watch the movie, everyone who was plugged into the Matrix, you know, was destroyed ultimately, you know, before the great reset, you know, that is to come, you know, by way of, you know, what, Yahweh Shai, you know, in this everlasting kingdom which Lord's willing will be partakers of. So wake up, while we still have time. Our salvation is nearer than when we believe. With that, Lord's willing, says on Zephaniah, and say Shalom.